Now, what I wanted to tell you, look at what's happening in our world today. It is a world of chaos. There is an economic crisis developing all across the world. The locusts are bringing a famine in the Middle East and now in India that will result in the starvation of literally millions of people. People are suffering now. They're out of work. There is a financial crisis in our world that has never been seen before. And there is tension between the United States and China, the United States and Russia, the United States and North Korea. There's a possibility of a nuclear war going on. Why is that? It's because this is the end of the Gentiles. This is the prophecy that we have all been looking for. I was waiting for this one for so many years when the Jews finally took over Jerusalem. This was the major prophecy that Jesus had given. It said Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles are fulfilled. So we are at the end of the age of the Gentiles. And the trouble in our world was prophesied by Jesus. We are seeing convulsion. This pandemic has reached worldwide proportions. Millions of people are out of work. Thousands of people are, not thousands, but millions of people are suffering. They don't have enough food. Now we're looking not only at a pandemic of biblical proportions, we're looking at starvation of millions of people around the globe, and we're looking at the possibility of nuclear war. What's happening at the end of the Gentiles? This is the prophecy, ladies and gentlemen, that is controlling the world that we live in. These other prophecies are interesting, a lot of stuff's happening, and they look at this and they look at that. But this is the key. Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. And we are living in the most powerful Gentile nation. We are the fulfillment of all the prophecies of all the ages over the years, the great empires that have come and gone. We're the last one. There's not going to be another one. There's not going to be another Canaan. There's not going to be another Nebuchadnezzar. There's not going to be another Persia. There's not going to be another great empire. We're it. And this is the end, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one. So, the Bible says, when you see these things come to pass, lift up your heads because your redemption draws nigh. This is the one. The Lord is getting closer and closer to the fulfillment. Lift up your head because your redemption draws nigh. This is the one. The Lord is getting closer and closer to the fulfillment of the ages. Terry?
You've always told us, keep your eye on Israel. You want to know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem. And Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles. But if anybody tries to take Jerusalem away from them, let me tell you, God is going to deal with them harshly because He's not going to allow the word to be frustrated. And anybody that tries to take Jerusalem away, and yet to deal with them harshly because it's Jerusalem.
Always told us, keep your eye on Israel. You want to know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem. And Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles.
To know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem.
Told us, keep your eye on Israel. You want to know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem.
Told us, keep your eye on Israel. You want to know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem.
Told us, keep your eye on Israel. You want to know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem.
Told us, keep your eye on Israel. You want to know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem. And Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles. But if anybody tries to take Jerusalem away from them, let me tell you, God is going to deal with them harshly because He's not going to allow the word to be frustrated. And anybody that tries to take Jerusalem away, and Yasser Arafat and the others want to have Jerusalem, they're not going to get it. No way, no how. Because God has got, but What I'm trying to say is the clock just ticked, and the activity is now underway. We're in the middle of the end of the Gentile. And what we are seeing around the world is chaos on a massive scale. In my lifetime, I have never seen anything like it. Yes, we had World War II. Yes, we had the trouble with the Nazis. Yes, we had the trouble with the Japanese. But that was a contained thing, and we had to deal with it, and we did. But this thing, nobody knows exactly what to do. Why? Because God is creating His people. I think for a statement of time, He's rescued.
I want to welcome everybody to Red Orbit. Red Orbit.
To look at options so that if the intelligence turned out to be verified, it could be corroborated. Then we have options to go to the president with to address the Russian situation.
Democrats tonight demanding answers. He actually today said it was a hoax. And this is, again, President Trump's unwillingness to stand up to Vladimir Putin. Top intelligence officials are expected to brief the key congressional leaders from both parties on Capitol Hill tomorrow. Lester.
Kristen Welker tonight, thanks. Dozens are under arrest in Seattle this evening after the mayor ordered police to clear out several downtown blocks occupied by protesters for weeks. Our Steve Patterson is there. Steve, this has been moving fairly quickly today.
The question is, well, should I say the discussion? It's about spirituality. Do you believe in God? Do you believe in spirituality? It's been said that the smartest thing Satan ever did was prove he didn't exist. What about God? What about Him? Maybe it's of all His creations and all His achievements, the smartest thing He ever did was to stay invisible also. You see? But you have to ask yourself, is this the case? If you're a spiritual person, it has something to do with belief. Cindy baby, did you say something? Well, it has something to do with belief. If I believe my teacher is going to give me a test, whether I believe it or not, she's going to give me a test, and I know about it. You see, so whether you believe in God or not, or Satan or not, things are going to happen from both avenues. So the question is, do you believe it? Or is it a question of, do you believe it? Do you accept it? Yeah, do you accept it? Hopefully you do accept it. Because if you do accept it, that's showing maturity on your part. Or our part as a society. But no one knows for sure, you say. No one knows for sure. What people do realize is that they're sick of badness all around the world, and people want peace. It's more people that want peace than what the world is offering. The world is going on bad every day. It's more people who want peace. They say the streets belong to the wicked. The peaceable walk down the street and take care of what they gotta take care of. And primarily they go about their own way, but the wicked, they say stuff like they own the street, so they stay out there all the time, you see, keeping everybody in fear. Yeah. When the last time you walked outside late at night and enjoyed the night air? When the last time you did it? That's because the wicked have it on lockdown, you see. Yeah, the badness have it on lockdown. And that's something, sweetie, we know this. I mean, when the last time have you really walked outside and enjoyed the night air? I mean, think about that. Outside at night. You're not worried about nobody walking towards you, walking across the street from you. You're not worried about nothing. There's people in some inner cities that try to enjoy the nighttime sitting on their porch, and you wind up getting shot and killed. Can't even sit on your porch and enjoy the night evening. That's going too far, don't you think so? Don't you think that's going too far? It's like when something goes too far, you got to know when to say, okay, this is where the line is drawn at. This is where the line is drawn at. This is way out of hand. I have the right to enjoy nighttime. Now that this COVID-19 thing is here, you got other things coming to play with nighttime. Like, it just say, we don't live in an inner city situation, and we have land, and we go outside. For some strange reason, even though it's not documented on the news or what have you, even though it's not documented, you still get the sense that you can catch COVID-19 if you're just out there breathing the night air or breathing, looking up in the sky, breathing. You feel like it could just come right in your body. And they don't have to come in the news and say, hey, you could get COVID-19 for just breathing air away from people. No people ain't got to be around. It's just travel on the air. You feel that way because you think like, well, why wouldn't it? Judging by the way we catch it from each other, why wouldn't it be that way? Yeah, it only makes sense that it travels in the air. It rides on air currents. You know? It only makes sense. So even though you're not in the inner city and you want to enjoy nighttime, that's still on your head. That's still in the back of your mind. That's still in the back of your mind when you check your mail. You know? This is definitely a rich man's disease. It's a white man's disease. It's a white man's. It's a rich man's disease. It's not an urban disease like AIDS was at first, or syphilis was at first, or or these other diseases. The early urbans was concerned crabs and shit like that. This started in wealthy society. It turned out to be the biggest disease that ever hit society. Ain't that some shit? I never thought about that. It's really unique when you look at it like that way. It's definitely a rich man's disease. No doubt about it. It's a disease that the well-off or have you get more than a poor person. Not saying that the poor people are exempt, more than the wealthy, of course, but that's just the way. Yeah, exactly. That's just the way it is. Exactly. How far this gonna go? How far can we take as people? How far can we take? This show right here that's found on Rashid's spiritual channel, spiritual page, it's just random talking about anything spiritual. It's different, which I think we need. We don't have too many shows like this. It's kind of upfront and personal with things that we really don't usually talk about, and I guess that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So prepare for a lot of these, a whole lot, and long ones too. And you might learn something like that Fat Albert Cosby thing. You might learn something before it's done, because that's what this is about. Touching ground and touching base with different conversational topics. I don't see what the big deal is about wearing a fucking mask. I don't see what the big deal is. It seems like it's a big deal because people want to show off and show their face. I mean, think about it. You got people out here that's going shopping. I mean, that's getting their hair done, getting their nails done, getting haircuts to look good. And when you wear a mask, you're defeating the purpose. You're just fucking, nobody paying no attention. So, well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a waste of time, sweetie. But I would say they're defeating the purpose if they're getting their hair and nails done. Yeah, and they throw a mask on their face. Who can see your beauty? Who can see your beauty? Do people want to see your beauty? Things that we're going through, what we're going through. Do people even want to see your beauty? When I'm walking down the street, I could care less who has a haircut and who doesn't have a haircut. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. I couldn't care less whose hair is done and whose hair is not done. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. When I'm walking down the street, I'm worried about, we're worried about we better not catch this goddamn virus. Not this person needs a haircut or this woman needs her hair done. Maybe it's a mental thing. I don't know. But I can't imagine being somewhere and thinking about another person needing a haircut or their hair done. And if there are people out there that's in the middle of all this shit thinking like that, then my God, the mentality here is something odd and different and new. I mean, you actually gonna think like that? Really? Huh. Well, I'll be. This is a definite wake-up call. Definite wake-up call. And I specifically said that I'm broadcasting the whole Armageddon on social media. I'm going to broadcast the whole thing on social media. I'm going to. I don't think nobody else is going to. If anybody else gets this idea, they got it from me. Okay, we're gonna broadcast Armageddon too. We're gonna go talk about these strange things. And right now, nobody's talking about the real things. You see, nobody's talking about the real things. They're talking about things that other people are talking about, but they're not talking about the real things. people sitting back waiting for apologies and shit and things like this. Unnecessary. For somebody not to apologize or something is very. An apology is not going to change the facts. It's not going to change what happened. It's not going to change the situation. But yet and still, people still sitting back waiting for one from high officials. So, of course, they're showing humility. No doubt about it. Showing a great deal of being noble. But is it going to change anything? What does it mean? They could be lying. If they do it, that's another thing. They could be lying. So why stress the fact that they're not doing it is what I'm saying. Doesn't make any sense. But people still want these things. I still want an apology. Apology would be nice. In fact, when I was younger, that's one of the least things I give a damn about. Somebody apologize to me. If they was doing the right thing in the first place, yeah, they wouldn't have to apologize to begin with. And that's true. That's true to life. There's no mystery there. But you can't really call the behavior of people. You really can't do it. People is going to be people. They're going to be their self. And that's just the way it is. You're going to get some really rough people. The scriptures say a man's enemies will be those of his own household, you know. And of course, this is brought out in the scriptures that the household is the congregation of God. It's not necessarily inside your house with your mother, father, wife, or children. No, it's the congregation of God. The enemies of their own household. Man's true enemies will be members of his own household. That means inside your congregation, in the churches. Or in Muslim, you have synagogues, whoever you serve is being Muslim. That's where all your enemies at. Right in there. Right in there. Sometimes you be sitting right beside them. They're making sure you don't learn nothing that's coming off their platform. They're going to make sure you're not learning anything. And whatever's being said on that platform, they're going to be the biggest stumbling blocks, and they're going to stay a stumbling block. As Jesus said, woe for all those stumbling blocks. But Jesus also said, these stumbling blocks must come. You know, they must come. I mean, it was inevitable. You can't get rid of them. They just gotta come. And Jesus said, woe for them. Just like Judas Iscariot, he said, it's a good thing if they wasn't even born. You know? They wasn't even born. Oh, could you please give me a second? You will see soon enough why this show is called, Red. Red Orbit. You'll see soon enough. I actually put you on hold there for a few minutes. But you'll see soon enough why we call the show Red Orbit, because we're gonna talk about some really not supposed to be discussed issues, like Yeah, I was about to mention this, but you beat me to the punch. About these fireworks. You don't find it odd, these fireworks? All of a sudden, there's like, all around the world, like the cheetah girls, all around the world. I mean, how did they plan something? You think they all got social media maybe? And they all decided to do this on social media? And it spread to other nations? Really? During the time of quarantine and stay in the house? They gonna want to go outside and shoot fireworks? Really? How stupid is mankind? That's the point. How idiotic is mankind? When you really look at it, when you really analyze mankind's thinking, you gotta really give mankind some credit and give credit when credit is due. Okay, all of a sudden people in the middle of a pandemic want to go outside and shoot fireworks. Is that the case? Is that reasonable? Is that humane? Is it normal? What if you had a son? Because it's childish. It's definitely childish. I can't picture my dad, you know. Yeah, we can't picture my father. And all of a sudden, Dad, where you going? I'm going out with some friends, shoot some fireworks. Every night. Dad, where you going now? Out to shoot some fireworks again. About the third or fourth time, you looking at your dad kind of strange. What I'm trying to say is this is normal in society, so that's what's going on right now. You can't help but wonder, like, who are these people that's doing this? If they're people at all. But yet and still, all at once, not only in America now, all over the world. How did it start? How did it start? In the winter, well, one thing's for sure, we can rest assured, is that can't go on forever. Because when the weather get cold, and if it's still going on, then we know whoever doing it ain't got a lot of sense there. They ain't playing with a full deck if they still do it in cold weather. So what I'm trying to say is it can't last forever. You know, there is a thing called winter time and ice on the ground and snow on the ground. So it can't last forever. But yet it's still kind of strange how all of a sudden, all around the world, all at once, and on top of that, it's a type of people, they're urban people, decided to shoot fireworks. Now, what are the odds of something like this happening all at once? What the fuck is going to see? Mysteries in life. The mysteries in life. The only thing we could do is hold tight, and later on, we're going to see why. Later on, it will be exposed why. But we gotta be patient and wait. Because it's definitely a mystery here. It's definitely a huge mystery here. Who told them? I mean, like, ain't that much. I've been on the streets all my life. Never was anything in sync like this. Never. Not even breakdancing itself. Not even rap music. This is bullshit. Who's behind it? And why? Well, one thing's for sure. I'm sure we'll get our answer later on with that, because that's just straight crazy. That's just straight ballistically crazy there. That don't make any sense at all. And what's the reason for it? Besides being irritating. Very, very irritating to people. I don't know. But it kind of gets you wondering. Amongst a lot of other things that's going on today. You know, it gets you wondering. Our mental health, our mental stability right now is it's a wonder. You know, is it just me, or is it a lot of people getting divorced? I mean, there's a lot of people getting divorced. Like everywhere you look, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, sweetheart. It's like like everybody's getting divorced. It's like, well, okay, we're in quarantine, we're together. I'm finding out things about you. You're finding out things about me. Maybe that's it. But it's a lot of divorce rate is rising through the roof, even in Hollywood. I mean, it's like everybody's getting divorced. Maybe it could be a thing like, well, this is the end of the world. I'm not spending my last days stuck with you. Maybe it's like that. Now, I can see that happening. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. I'm not spending my last days stuck with you. You're a fucking asshole. You know? But needless to say, it's like tons of divorces just all over the goddamn place. Why? The world may never know. But the divorces are still going through the roof now that this pandemic is amongst us. And you can't help but wonder why. After all, you can't be a fly on the wall. You know? But you can't help but wonder what goes on when the door is closed. To put all these divorces to be escalated like this. It's really something. I know you was about to say something, sweetheart, but I have to tell you, I wonder, what kind of marriage would I have right now with all of this shit? Not just the fact social media is here, because I already know that will be a problem with this social media thing. This will be a problem with my marriage and all. Because social media is, it's a substitute for loneliness. Like loneliness is completely obliterated with social media. You gotta be one lonely son of a gun to still be lonely if you have social media too. Because there's always something to do on here to occupy your time, of course. So, I always wonder, what kind of marriage would I have, not only with social media, but because of this virus situation that's going on all around the world. First it was the social media. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. First it was the social media. You see. But, like, this quarantine with my wife, sex would be great. They was thinking a baby boom, but instead of a baby boom, it's divorces all over the damn place. I think the war, World War II, World War One, there was the baby boom shit. This right here, this divorce. You could give me COVID-19 or whatever. People breaking outdoors. Remember that quarantine? We was under heavy quarantine. All these affairs was going on. Hey, I miss you. I'm talking a lot of affairs, dude. At work and all. And people quarantine with their families. And then I miss you. Then soon as they turn around, it's like bang! Now people can go out. And now look at everything just rising to all the COVID-19s rising to the top now. You ever think that the reason that it's rising to the top is because everybody was restrained? It's like saying taking the alcoholic. and throwing them in jail. And say, now you get no drink, or you get no cigarettes. Take somebody who smokes cigarettes and throw them in jail. And then time go by, and they Jones. Now they get the opportunity to go out. And look at all of this COVID-19 rising. Now here's the thing about it. It can't be because they were isolated. This rising is that they was near people. If they was isolated or away from somebody, how can it grow? How can a virus grow? Think about it. Everybody was locked away now. Now all of a sudden they gotta be around. So what do we got here? Are we saying it's a society that we have to be around each other? No, that we really have to be next to each other. I'll give you an example. We're hungry. We want something to eat. Now, we have a choice to go to the sandwich place, get our sandwich, get our beverage, come back home on our porch or on our roof or whatever, as long as it's outside, we can eat it that way. But we have to go eat it around people. We have to. See how you can learn about humanity? Think about it. You ain't got to eat in a restaurant. You can take it in your car. You can take it, put it on top of your car and park your car somewhere and eat it that way. You're still out. And guess what? This virus wouldn't be rising to the top when they unleashed all this quarantine. So you had to be close to somebody for it to grow like this. So are we saying as a society that we have to be next to each other? Don't you find that kind of fucking creepy? Think about it. It's rising because we was next to each other or in contact with each other. Wow. That's so along with a man gotta eat, a man gotta breathe, a man gotta get dressed, a man gotta have a roof over his head, a man gotta stand next to each other. Huh. Wow. I mean, you could go outside and say it's spring break. All those kids, remember all those kids was together and everything. They got the spring break. You go out there. Okay, we'll be over here. We'll stand over here and take off our shirt and dance and shake my fat ass, and we'll do it over here. We ain't got to be all close. If they would have did that, the virus would have never been rising also. See, you have to remember that it's rising because we have to be close to each other for some reason. That's the way it looks. At least that's the way they say it spread, right? So along with all the humanitarian things that we do because we're human, one of those things is we have to stand together. That's what you're saying? That we're creepier than Marx and Lenin said. We're creepier than Darwin think we are. I mean, but Darwin said the monkey thing, right? So we're creepier than his because I don't even think monkeys like that. I don't think monkeys like that. I mean, when we was on quarantine, house quarantine, and now people, because they never say, okay, you could go out, and they never gave us permission. People just did it. And y'all know that. We never got permission. It's like they just ran to be next to each other. And nobody even know each other. Kind of like social media. That's why social media is so successful. All these people talk to each other and everything, but nobody know each other. So it's the same way with, I want to stand next to you. I want to go out and eat. Why not take your food out and eat it out? Why you got to eat it with other people? Because it makes you feel human to do that. You think God gave that to us, the inner instinct to want to just sit next to somebody? The Bible says, don't even sit next to people who don't serve Him. Don't even eat with such ones. That's what the Bible says. And yet, look what man do. He go out there, he want to sit next to them and eat next to them like that. And this quarantine is going through the roof. So, we got something else. You trying to say, if they were listening to the scriptures, if everybody was listening to the Bible, this quarantine probably be at an all-time low right now. The Bible said don't go mingle, don't go sit around people that don't serve Him. That's what God said. Don't even sit with such ones. Don't even sit with such ones. And yet these people go out after quarantine and everything go through the roof because they're around each other. See, it's like in the courtroom. Well, you had to kill the body. You had to kill a person because your footprints walked through the door, went in the kitchen. She was dead in a bedroom. You got your footprints going up the steps, and there you go. So we got you. Your footprints right there. So after all this lockdown shit, everybody just went and you got to get it if you're next to each other in contact, guys. Think about it. So along with being human, part of being human is contact with another human, even though you don't know who they are. So that place, Studio 54, was on point. Then they wasn't doing nothing wrong in the first place. That place, that disco place, all that free contact, something we got to do anyway. But that's where the AIDS came from. Huh. Well, we're in a pretty predicament here. I mean, like, we got to we got to be around each other and all, but we got the virus to worry. Now, what we going to do? What we supposed to do? What can we do? This is odd. We want to be around each other, but we got the virus to worry about. This is hard. I mean, of course I could take my liquor home. I could take my beer home. Me and my friends could take our beer home, but drink it on our porch or whatever, and stay distance from each other. No, you got to drink. You got to go to a bar. You just got to you got to be around people then. Wait, but that's how the virus escalates. That's how it escalated, because you're around people. You got to. And what are you going to do? How are you going to, if it's in you, being human is breathing, being human is walking, living, talking, breathing. Being human is, we got to be around each other. Then how the virus want to get the fuck out of here? If that's the case, how is it going to be done? This is certainly a predicament. If everybody listened to the Bible, things wouldn't be like this in the first place. But not everybody believes in the Bible. Right, because of atheists, especially atheists. They trap atheists up though. I think it's kind of funny when they trap atheists up. They say to be an atheist, you gotta believe in God, or you're not an atheist. An atheist, you go up to an atheist and say, "Why are you an atheist?" And they say, "Because I don't believe in God. That makes me an atheist." You have to believe in Him to not believe in Him. So how can you be an atheist? Atheists do believe in God. That's why they're atheists, because they don't believe in God. But they like to play games with atheists like that. Really wild there. Really wild. Really wild. God is, I guess you could say God is a tough subject to believe. More than geometry or any other school class you get in college. It's a tough field to believe. You never looked at it that way. Who would look at it that way, for Christ's sake? Geometry, believing in God is harder than you think. Some people ain't realize it's so difficult. And then at the end of the conversation, you say, God. You believe in Him when you blaspheme. That's when He exists. You ain't gonna say a Cadillac. You're not gonna say Cadillac. Damn, I meant to catch that bus right there. Or Cadillac, damn it. Or Rolls Royce, damn. Why God? Why God? Why use that? Why not say rabbit? Why not say rabbit? Rabbit, damn it. Get your rabbit damn ass out of my face. Why God? And yet the people that use these words are the ones that say, I don't believe there is a God. See how the mentality of mankind is really warped when you really look at the situation of society itself? We're really not the smartest people in the world. You blaspheme and use God's name to the core, then turn around and say you don't believe in God. But you're using His name for a reason. You can't help but wonder and think about certain things. And thank goodness we have a planet that's so huge that it allows us to think these things. It's awesome to have a choice to think these things. That's the only way we know the world is huge, when we have choices to think what we think. Otherwise, the world is very, very small. And I seriously doubt if we want to have the notion that we live in a small world. I mean, not everybody believes in that song, "It's a small world after all." That's bullshit. The world is very huge. Very, very huge. And that makes everything okay, you see. It only gets confusing when you downsize it. You could downsize the world. You can downsize the world, but will you be satisfied once you do it? Once you downsize the world. You see, that's why they call them shrinks, because they can downsize your thinking ability. See, when you're a crazy person, your brain is very, very versatile. I mean, your thinking is very elaborate. It has to be shrunk down to normal thinking. Normal thinking is simple. Normal thinking is, I'm going to go to the store, get me a soda, come home, put the soda in a glass of ice, and have a nice ice glass of soda. On the other hand, abnormal thinking is, I'm scared to go outside to get some soda. Because if I go out there, somebody could come up and get me. Or I could get hit by a car. Maybe I get struck by lightning. Maybe I go outside and my memory disappears and I forgot. See how big it is? So they call them shrinks. Got to go see a shrink. Because these guys can shrink your thinking down to normal. So let me get this straight. We as people think small. Wow, we're learning a lot on this first episode of the show right here, you know. We're learning so much. And what does it all mean in the process? What does it all mean? Or shall I say, do we want it to mean something, what we're listening to right now? Or does the value of it go down because it's coming from Rashid? That's another way of looking at things. If you want $5, you need $5 to get out of a blizzard, a cold, wintry blizzard. Does it matter where the $5 coming from? If you hate black people, white people, and that person came up against you, you ain't gonna, no, I'll stay out here in a blizzard. I ain't taking $5 from you. Because I don't like your race. That's not logical to do that. In fact, that's very, very illogical to do that. And yet people do it when they look at RBT and Rashid talking. But why, if it's going to help? If this is going to help us around here, and y'all my Rashid tears, and y'all know we do stuff together. I put stuff together for us, you know. We benefit from this kind of talking, of reasoning, looking at everything. See, we know something wrong with the fireworks that's going off all around the planet Earth, all at once. That's bullshit. See, something going on right there. And in our case, it looks spiritual. It looks spiritual. So, you can't help but wonder why and what's it all for. Life is simple if you make it simple. Life is complicated if you make it complicated. I like a simple life. I was about to say complicated. Hey, they say the first thing coming to your mind is I do, okay, alright. I like a complicated life. You know why? Because life is not boring when it's complicated. If life is so simple all the time, it could get really boring really, really quick, dude. Really quick. Who will want that? Who will want a boring life? It's gonna get me out of trouble. Stick to, it's not so bad. You know. A lot of night show. I was looking at YouTube videos, and I came across. Oh my God! Have you all seen a night show people? Have you seen any pictures? See, they can't get to their hairdressers. They can't get to their makeup artists because of the virus. They look like different. I mean, they really look different. I'm not gonna say bad. But boy, do they look different. I mean, they usually have oil in their hair. Their hair be slicked up and be, you know, their hair all flicked up, slicked up, and now they shabby looking, you know, and they don't even care. Some of them don't even care. Some of them don't even give a fuck about it. They letting themselves be shown just like that. They don't care. They know how they look, and they saying, so what? You keep forgetting they men. They still men. And a man gonna be a man. They don't want all that pretty shit any fucking with. They don't give a fuck. So even though you look at them and you know they celebrities, you go, oh, look at this celebrity right here. That's not like you to show yourself like this. And you forgetting the fact they men. That's what you forget, the fact they're men. So they really don't give a fuck, dude. But yet it still switches on the other side. I mean, like, wow. Look at it. Like, I mean, they look really, really different. Really fucking different, dude. Yeah. Really different. I mean, their hairs, they're dying for a hairstyle. Their hair is just ruined. I never seen their hair look like that before. I ain't saying no names. No, I ain't gonna say no names. But This shit is just really bad. You know, it's really, really bad. I mean, whoever thought you'd see a night show entertainer looking that way? I mean, it's just deep. It's deep. Whoever thought you'd see it? You can have fun with that. What if Johnny Carson and Arsenio Hall was out? Arsenio Hall's still out. Yeah, I was about to say. What if Carson was out? Could you imagine how he'll be looking right now in this house quarantine doing his show? And that's if he decided to do his show. Not all of them decided to do their show from home. Yeah. Not all of them did. But could you imagine Johnny Carson? He'd be like, I don't give a fuck. He'd be like, I don't give a shit. I can't believe this. I'm in the house doing my show. Ed McMahon be there. Well, one thing's for sure. At least I don't gotta worry about waiting for the bus when this go off. I'm saving tons of money on gas. And Ed McMahon be ho in the house. They'll be in the house. I mean, these guys be in the house doing this shit. Johnny Carson. His hair be fucked up. And, you know, he just looked like a normal guy. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Johnny Carson on Arsenio Hall. Arsenio Hall start looking like, yeah, I know. Remember he played that pre-show Coming to America? He started looking like that motherfucker for real. Oh, you're getting married! Aha! Arsenio Hall started looking like him for real. If he had his show out, like he had his show in the 90s. Arsenio Hall probably started looking like that motherfucker for real. I mean, they looking really, not talking about the man. He's looking really different there, you know. Looking really different, you know. They, you know, look, like Yogi Bear is not your average bear. Oh, by the way, it's okay to fall asleep on this. Yeah, right off the back, it's okay to fall asleep on this. I mean, this shit is just spiritual random bullshit. That's what this is. Don't expect nothing good to fly from this show. You can bet your sweet ass on that. Blood Orbit is just a show we just don't care. We just want to talk about shit. Primarily the shit everybody else here to talk about. It's weird. Coronavirus. COVID-19. All those who remember the war, they won't forget who they see. Destruction and the Vietnam War. Average age was 19. The destruction. I always thought we'd be in this situation, man. Yeah. I always thought. I'm trying to see what time it is. I can't see what time it is. Mo Shadi. Mo Shadi. I don't know. Will we do this again tomorrow? I'm gonna try to do it every day. Soon as it's been given a proper time to do it. Drop my microphone. And said you get me fall asleep. Drop your microphone and shit. Because life is like a bunch of toddlers. You never know it's all there. I don't mean to seem rude or anything, sweetheart, but what the hell is on the TV set there? What the hell is this? I don't know either. Don't you gotta say you wasting electricity or some shit like that? Greenhouse effect. I don't even think it's a greenhouse effect no more. But it was that stuff that everybody forgot about. Don't you think we're wasting some kind of greenhouse bullshit? Yeah, right. I couldn't care less about it. Probably because they don't care about me. You know? You know, it's okay for you to give a damn about stuff, guys. As long as they're giving a damn stuff, give a damn about you. Nothing free in this world. And if you require respect to offer out your friendship, then that's what you require. Because nothing is free in this world. I'm kind of snoring a little bit. But that's okay. It's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't get it. It's one of those things where if you wasn't in bed, you know, like, you falling asleep all over the place like a big fucking oak tree. But then once you get in bed, you're wide awoke, you know? That's why I got the microphone up in this shit. Oh, God. Talking about God, you can't lose, guys. Take a chance. It wouldn't hurt to take a chance and see that God exists. It wouldn't hurt. It really wouldn't. Just to see, you know, like, what's out there in this cosmos, in this universe. Well, you always thought like Satan keep himself invisible. Well, God too. The best thing Satan did, convince the world didn't exist. What about God? Kind of even there. In fact, some people say they see Satan more than they see God. Thank you guys very much.